If you're looking for a very street-friendly clutch here on the site to hold upwards of 800 horsepower, well then you should definitely check out the McLeod Twin Disc RST and 8-bolt steel flywheel combo for your 2012 and newer 6.2 powered Camaro. Now this particular option does include the twin organic disc RST clutch, along with the diaphragm style pressure plate and the 8-bolt steel flywheel, making this a complete turnkey package, all for right around the $1,500 to $1,600 price point. Now, if you guys weren't aware, McLeod does offer clutches for pretty much every application imaginable. Now, the clutch that we have here today is one of the company's heavy hitters, the Twin Disc RST, which is capable of holding upwards of 800 horsepower. Now, that being said, this is still not the company's most burly offering. In fact, they have the RXT, which can hold about 1,000 horsepower, and then the RXT 1200, which is gonna be around the 1,200 mark, both of which McLeod does recommend for more hardcore or competition use. Now, that's not to say that the RST is a slouch. In fact, it's quite the opposite. And as someone who has had this very clutch in my supercharged Mustang, I can attest that the RST is built to handle some abuse, all while offering a fantastic pedal feel. I would say slightly firmer than stock, but nothing that's gonna wear you out in traffic. Now, as an added feature, this particular kit does also include the steel flywheel, which will make for a very headache-free installation, and also something that is gonna offer a great street weight. Now, that heavier steel flywheel is going to help get the car off the line much easier, and without all the RPM needed to get the car moving with a lighter billet aluminum option. So again, very street-friendly clutch, certainly gonna hold a lot of power, and it's still gonna deliver a very nice experience inside the car. All right, getting into the construction here of the RST, and you'll find that both of the twin discs are gonna be comprised or made of an organic friction material separated by the floater plate with multiple straps designed to help reduce the noise, which can sometimes be one of the, I would say, very few downsides of a twin disc clutch. Now, you are still probably gonna hear this thing at idle when the car is in neutral. There's really no getting around that, but I don't think it's gonna bother anybody, especially if you had a louder exhaust on your car already. Now, getting back to that organic material, personally, I love this material because it is gonna help offer that streetability we talked about earlier, but at the same time, it's still gonna have a ton of holding power needed to support upwards of 800 horsepower. But again, without the aggressive engagement and excess noise of the XT or XT 1200, both of which can be a little bit rougher thanks to the more metallic friction material on those discs, and they can also be a bit rougher on your transmission, so definitely keep that in mind. Now, you are also getting the billet steel 8-bolt flywheel here that will work seamlessly with the twin disc clutch, and again, will make for a very easy install. Just keep in mind, guys, here they are gonna be needed to be separated so you can install the flywheel first, and then of course install the clutch itself onto that whole deal. Now, you'll also get that bright red diaphragm style pressure plate, and of course that 8-bolt billet steel flywheel that will work seamlessly with the twin disc clutch itself, and everything is backed by a 90-day warranty in case you run into any issues. Now, moving into price point, guys, and the McLeod RST and flywheel combo is gonna land around that $1,500 to $1,600 mark, which definitely seems like a good bit of money, but honestly, this thing is gonna be more affordable than other twin disc options from companies like Mantic, for instance, which will cost you a good bit more at the end of the day. Regardless, if you wanna check out the rest of our selection, including clutches that might hold a little bit more power, definitely do that on the site before making your final decision. All right, installing a new clutch can be a bit difficult if you've never done it before or if you don't have access to the proper tools or a lift. So that's why the site's gonna call this a full 3 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter and about 5 hours or so to complete from start to finish. So wrapping things up here, guys, if you are looking for a proven clutch for a higher horsepower application that will still maintain great pedal feel and drivability, you have to consider the RST dual clutch here from McLeod, along with their billet steel flywheel, right here at AmericanMuscle.com.